I'm currently a trainer at Sellercloud, and we're going to talk about the Delta interface today. The interface was developed to build familiarity and create an environment that's easy to collaborate between the teams. Because of how consistent the UI is, it's really easy to get into Delta. First, I'd like to show you the common elements that you can see wherever you are in Sellercloud. And we'll start with the white bar at the top. This is where you can find the global search. The global search lets you type in real time and it will match using keywords. You don't need to go for an exact query. It will search by partial queries and it can show up to 4 categories of results. So you can start typing and it will show you products, orders, purchase orders, anything that matches. And it can even display settings pages. So you're not sure where to find some setting page, you type it in, it will show up. Next to that, to the right, we have the support icon. This gives you quick access to the wiki, to your support tickets, and you can also request a callback from our support team. Then we have the app switcher. This is where you can access SKU stack, lens, SKU blocks, way to pay me. The same icon is available in alpha, and this is how you can switch between the two interfaces. Then we have notifications. This is a new feature we added in 2023. Here we're going to display important notifications from Sellercloud, like global issues, new product updates. Client admins can also create their own custom notifications. For example, you can tag someone in an order node and he'll get a notification here. And then you have quick access to your account information and account settings, shortcuts to the company level settings, client settings, and admin settings if you're a client admin. The menu on the left hand side is another part that will always stay on the screen. This is your starting point to access all of Sellercloud's features. You see all the modules in there. By the way, you can also customize which modules are displayed or which options are shown under each module. You can also rearrange them in any order you like. And you can click on the 3 lines next to the Sellercloud logo to bring the menu to the left, like in a compact mode. It gives you more space to work with. Under each module you have a manage page, which looks like this. This is the one for manage catalog, for example. On each of those pages you see, again, very consistent UI. You have your filters at the top with default filters that are always displayed. You can click on the blue default filters text to add filters that will always be displayed for this user. And you can add more custom filters at the bottom. You can also sort from the drop down to the right. Filters that are already applied will be highlighted in green, but if you add new filters that you haven't applied yet by clicking search, those will be in orange. You can also customize the columns in the search results below to control what information is displayed by clicking on the 3 dots in the top right corner and then customize columns. So you can rearrange them in any order, hide or add new columns. And once you have configured your filters and columns the way you like them, you can save them as a view, and your saved views are available from the drop down in the top right corner. You can even make one of those views your default one, so it's already loaded by default whenever you go to that manage page. Some other UI elements, you have the number of search results in the bottom left, and Delta uses an infinite scroll by default, so every time you scroll down it loads 50 more results. You can switch to a page-based view by clicking on the infinity button in the bottom right corner. Once you select some records, the green button in the bottom right will turn blue and to show you the number of records you selected. And this is where you access all of your bulk actions from. These actions are context specific, so they're different depending on which module you're in. By the way, there's also a copy button next to the first column on each of those pages, so once you find your search results, you can click there to copy all of the SKUs or all of the order IDs for quick pasting into a filter or a Google spreadsheet. Once you click on a SKU or an order ID, this opens the detailed view. This shows you more details about a specific record, and you will be on the home page of that record, shown by the house icon in the top left, just above the image. But you can access more tabs with additional and more detailed information from the toolbox. So the top right corner contains the main three buttons you'll be using here. The edit button, which puts the page into edit mode and lets you change the information you see on the screen. By the way, you can also double click on any of those panels to put it into edit mode, just a quick shortcut. And from the toolbox you can access other tabs for this record. For example, for the product you can access the channel properties for a specific channel, shipping preferences, purchasing information. Any tabs that you find yourself using often, you can click on the star next to them to bookmark them, and they will always be displayed on the bar next to the house icon. We also have actions. Above that, the actions displayed depend on which tab you're on. So if you're on the Amazon Properties tab, you'll see Amazon related actions. If you're under the Purchasing tab, you'll see purchase related actions. And again, you have a search bar, so you can quickly find the action you're looking for. Like click on the star to bookmark an action, so it's always displayed on top. And Delta also has a dark mode. I don't know about you, but I always use dark mode whenever I can, and I love this feature personally. Now that we've covered some common UI elements, let's talk about each module. When you log in, the first thing you see is the home page, which contains some widgets. Those give you a quick overview of how your business is doing, so you can see new orders and shipped orders from the past 24 hours, incoming POs, inventory you received recently, RMAs, stuff like that. And you can hide the widgets that you're not using from the cogwheel button in the top right. Moving on to catalog. The catalog module is Sellercloud's PIM, or Product Information Management Solution. Here you can find all of your products, and you can view listing details, connect those products to their listings, and just use Sellercloud as a greater content database for your listing information. So under catalog you have a manage page, which is manage catalog. You saw that on the previous slides, so I'll just move on to the product details. Again, the actions are shown depend on which page you're on. For example, here I'm under Magento, so I have actions like posting to Magento, updating Magento information. Aside from the channel properties, other common tabs here are shadows, kits, variations, shipping preferences, where you can automate some shipping rules, or purchasing, where you can see past POs, vendor prices, and generally all purchasing information. Under catalog is also where you add new products. We offer three options to do that. You can download the product and all of its information from a channel if you already have it listed. You can add a product manually by typing in the information, and here you can control which fields are required by users to fill out. And you can import multiple products in bulk through a file import. We also have a tool section where you can find all import options. Most of these have a specific template that you can download, except for the bulk product upload. This one lets you create your own templates and save them for future use. Other important pages here are the product posting log. So you can see all of the products that were posted through Sellercloud, or if the product couldn't be posted because the channel returned some error, you can see that here. You can also create product groups, product types, and manage them from here. Moving on to inventory. The inventory module is Sellercloud's IMS, or Inventory Management System. It's a multi-warehouse software that lets you see where your inventory is, where it's been, where it's going. The Manage Inventory page looks very similar to the Manage Catalog one in the sense that it shows all of your products, but the columns displayed are slightly different. You'll see the quantities, you'll see which warehouse has this item in stock. And The actions are also different, so we have exporting inventory information, we can print product labels, we can include or exclude a product from the inventory feeds. Clicking on the SKU again will open some details about the inventory of this product. For example, here I have opened the inventory movement tab. And again, I'd like to know that any text you see in blue is a shortcut. So if you're wondering what caused one of those inventory movements, you can click on the ID under the details column, and that will open the FBA shipment or the order or PO that created this movement. You also have the warehouse tab under inventory, which shows you a list of warehouses and how much each warehouse has in stock from this item. And since both catalog and inventory deal with SKUs, we also have a switch in the top right corner letting you switch between catalog and inventory without having to go back to the menu and switch to a different module. Under inventory is also where you find your FBA and WFS shipments. So we have several pages. We have a manage page again where you can see all of your shipments. We have a create page where you can create new shipments from Sellercloud, and you have an import shipments page where you can import shipments into Sellercloud if you prefer creating them in Amazon. And we have a manage partially received shipments page where you can see shipments that Amazon has not fully received, and you can control what you do with the unreceived inventory. Whenever you create a new record like an FBA shipment, a PO, a warehouse transfer, you'll see a wizard like this that guides you step by step through the process. And again, we have a tools section where you can find all of your file import options. Moving on to the orders module, this is Sellercloud's OMS. Here you can see all of your orders, pick, pack, and ship them. You can create brand new orders manually for wholesale and local store orders. Again, similar UI with all the filters. You can customize your columns, bulk actions in the bottom right corner that allow you to ship, drop ship, send the order to Amazon for multi-channel fulfillment. Opening an order displays general information about that order, but again, from the toolbox you can access pages with more detailed information related to shipping, payments, profit and loss. There are more actions in here, like splitting the order, emailing the customer, creating a replacement order or an RMA. And if you want to create a new order for wholesale or local store orders, again you have a wizard in 4 steps. And again we have all the file imports from the tools section. You also have manage RMA under orders where you can find all of your RMAs. You have manage pick lists where you can create and manage your pick lists, print them to PDF if you need to. The next module is purchasing. This is Sellercloud's solution for managing your purchasing needs, connecting to your vendors, reconciling vendor invoices, managing vendor payments. We start with the manage page for manage POs. This is where you can find all of your purchase orders and credit memos. Opening a PO shows you more details about the PO. Again, you have more tabs accessible through the toolbox, such as receiving, adding extra costs, looking at the billing and payments. And the action menu allows you to receive, split, cancel the PO, email it to the vendor. Creating a purchase order follows a similar wizard again, where you enter the company details, you add the products and billing information. Under purchasing, you can also set up your vendors. The more information you add, the less you have to fill out when creating a PO. And you can set up PO defaults such as default shipping and billing addresses, receiving warehouses. You can set up automatic emails to vendors. Under tools, aside from the usual import options, we also have a couple of cool tools. We have predictive purchasing. This calculates your daily sales velocity for your SKUs, checks how much you have in stock, and predicts how much you will need to purchase from your vendors. Based on that, it will give you a suggestion in the last column. The cool thing about it is you can filter for a specific vendor and then just select all of the products and add them to a PO from the actions, the bulk actions in the bottom right. We have a similar tool for FBA restocking. This one only looks at the sales velocity from FBA and MCF orders, and it will suggest how much you need to send into FBA to keep the FBA listing in stock. We also have a PO to FBA planning. This is if you're using the link FBA shipment to PO workflow, so you can keep track of what you're receiving, how much of that is going into FBA. It's especially useful if you're sending kits into FBA because it will show you all of the components and allow you to assemble them in advance. Again, you have bulk actions as I mentioned, so for predictive purchasing you can add all products to a PO for that vendor. For FBA restocking, you can create an FBA shipment or both a shipment and a linked PO. The next module is customers. Those get auto-created for all orders that come in. This can be used for emailing lists to customers, or if you're doing wholesale, there's a lot of information that can be added to wholesale customers to automate a large part of your wholesale order creation process. Moving on to reports, they are separated into categories with summary and detailed options for most. We have a dashboard view, and the detailed view brings the familiar UI with filters, customizable columns, and bulk actions in the bottom right, for example, to export the report to Excel. Then we have queued jobs, so any large imports or actions that you take will start a queued job, and you can see a list of all queued jobs on the server here. Again, you can customize the columns, apply filters, for example, a filter for all jobs started by a specific scheduled task, and opening the queue job itself shows you more details like the job parameters, how many records it processed, and a log of what the job did. Imports and exports also have a button to download the imported or exported file. And the last tab are the settings. This brings a whole new menu on the left. I won't go through all of it because, as you all know, Sellercloud has a lot of settings. By default, you'll be brought to the Manage Companies page where you can find all of your company-related settings under each company's toolbox. You also have client settings. Those are settings that apply to the entire account, not just a single company. And this time we have added a search bar and we have separated them into categories, unlike Alpha. Some more notable tabs here: the scheduled tasks, which let you automate daily tasks such as pulling reports, exporting, importing data, generating pick lists. We have the employees page where you can create and manage user permissions. We have mapping profiles to map third-party files like flat files to Sellercloud's format, so you no longer have to edit the column headers before importing or after exporting. One option that you will find in Delta that is not available in Alpha is the order rule engine. So post-order plugins were fairly common plugin requests, and a lot of aspects of those plugins were similar. So we built this tool to allow you to create your own automatic rules. Those rules are applied as soon as the order gets created. And how it works is you specify a set of conditions. For example, the channel, the order grand total, the weight, or the SKUs that are in the order. And if the order matches these conditions, a list of actions will be applied to it. The actions range from selecting a warehouse, splitting the order, adding an order node, selecting the carrier and service. One of the actions is actually running a post-order plugin. So if you want to use more than one post-order plugin on different orders, for example, one post-order plugin for Amazon orders, different post-order plugin for eBay orders, This lets you do that. This was previously not possible. And if you can't find the condition you're looking for, one of the conditions is using a saved search. So anything you can filter for using the searches under Manage Orders can be used as a condition here. So to summarize, why should you use Delta instead of Alpha? It allows you to set up automated rules for order management. You can customize your search result columns and save your views. You can search in the toolbox and action drop-down menus, and you can favorite or star the actions and tabs that you're using most often. It's very user-friendly. It's got lots of quality of life improvements, useful navigation links. You have a global search that can find not only products, orders, POs, RMAs, but also even settings pages. It helps with faster onboarding because I'm from the implementations team originally. It takes a lot less time for someone to get into Delta compared to Alpha because the UI is more streamlined. It has a dark mode, personal favorite, and faster access to support tickets, and you can request callbacks without even having to go to the support portal. So I hope I managed to convince the Alpha users to give Delta a try, and for the Delta users, I hope you learned something new today.